What's going on, guys? So we're back again with another gameplay video. This time we have Ryan here on the left playing King Cold, and we have Perth Pro Players team member Chris here on the right playing Baby. So just before they get started into the gameplay video, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Team Card Titan. So if you guys want any DBS Seal products or DBS singles, make sure you check out that link in the description below. And for all the people in Australia and New Zealand, check out their auction page on Facebook as well. Now, so King Cold, more of a hand destruction build on this one. It's pretty cool, very interesting build. I feel like it's a really powerful deck, especially how much it is able to draw, and it is really able to tax the opponent's hand quite a bit. Chris doing the absolute opposite, just trying to be the most aggressive deck possible. Usually kills turn 2, 3. This was a bit of a powerhouse back in the day. It was very strong, so he does have to take 2 life, I believe, to get the top 3. Which is pretty hectic. So he did get a Mew, but he can't grab that, unfortunately. So he is going to grab one of the Brainwash. I believe it specifically says it has to be a Brainwash. I'm interested to see if he has a Mew in hand. I'm assuming he doesn't know, because I think that would have been played out straight away. So very sad. Didn't see that come out turn 1. That was usually the best turn 1 play for this deck, is be able to hit the Mew, go get the Baby from the deck, draw 3, discard 2. And it's okay to put the Brainwash in the drop, because we're going to start playing them back out as well, which is quite nice. So what we're going to do here is we're going to hit Berry Blue turn 1, which makes me assume like we probably don't have a field card. But potentially Ryan doesn't want to take any damage to himself right now, which is obviously a very good choice against a deck like this. It is very aggressive. It is good to just stay at a high life total and force them to really chip the damage away. So we are going to charge, taking the 2 life again. Perfect for us to go get our Awaken, so it's nice and easy. But we're obviously limiting the amount of cards in hand. So it looks like we're going to go for the Baby. Heartfelt plea there. Very sad. So unfortunately, with only 1 in the deck, it's not as consistent as it used to be. So we do only have the 1 there now available, which is kind of sad for him. That we had to put that straight at the bottom, and we're probably not going to find it unless we get a Mew. There we go. So at least we get a Mew. We get to shuffle our deck a little bit and get them back. We also saw a power of a Super Saiyan there as well, which has been limited as of the new ban list. So when that comes into effect, it's going to be a little bit sad. I think it's still definitely a powerful card. It'll more than likely still be run regardless, but it is kind of sad to see it being taken down to 1. So we are going to hit this Baby, draw our cards, and then we have to discard some. And I would assume here that Chris will discard some of the Brainwashed and then get his Awaken off. So start putting in some damage. Unfortunately, as I said, not going to find the Heartfelt Plea unless we get really lucky here, because there is only 1 in the deck. When you used to run 3, very easy to see something like that. So let's see exactly what Chris gets. I think it was a super combo, a Baby, and another Mew. So we're going to discard one of the Babies, and I'm assuming one of the vanilla one. Okay, we're going to go for the yellow here instead. Potentially he wants to keep that in hand, but I would assume we would hit maybe one of the Brainwashed. Yeah, so we're going to hit the vanilla from hand to drop area. Now we're going to hit Bloodswave. Really hope that we do get to hit here, so we get our Awaken, get to untap it for free. I believe we definitely hit something just there. Pretty sure we got the Baby Janemba that's just there. Pretty sure it's Baby Janemba. So at least we can get that off. He does need an arrival target though. I still don't think we have seen an arrival target at all for him to be able to get out on the board, so we can start doing his Union Absorb and everything like that to start going into the bigger chain, and maybe even hit the Apocal Great Ape as well, which is a very strong card. So let's see what he goes for. So taking that to hand, we're going to swing in here, swing into leader, comboing red yellow. I believe he does get that Bloodswave generator. He does get that energy back. Yes. So I think he just realized, if you got to untap that energy, does get the energy back. Red, yellow, and that's one of the great things about this deck as well, is the fact that you get these cards that draw cards, but they're the exact color that you need to be able to combo to get this arrival off. We are going to hit the free play, and then we're going to look at the top. I believe it's just to grab a red, yellow, if I remember correctly. I can't remember exactly what it says, but the nice thing is just an extra body as well, an extra card in hand, which is quite nice here for Chris. So this is the first damage of the game. This deck used to be able to kill kind of very quickly with just that damage as well. So let's see what he goes for. I don't know if he's going to hold out and try to wait until he gets the heartfelt. I feel like that could be kind of difficult. Probably wants to awaken sooner rather than later. But probably doesn't want to let the King Cole player awaken either, right? Because if Ryan does awaken really, really quickly, he can be pretty aggressive too and just do a lot of hand destruction, as I've said before. Kind of more of a hand destruction build, so it can be pretty aggressive, and it's not ideal for Chris. But it looks like Chris does have the EX Evolve card in hand, so he may go for that to get a draw. Let's see what he decides. Because the scary thing is once we start to establish the unison on the board, it means our freezer is live, which is kind of scary, right? And that's not what we want. Looks like we have found another Mew. I believe we haven't played one this turn, so there's a potential that we could play one out if we need to. Go get another baby, draw some more cards. Maybe find our heartfelt plea, potentially, right? We never know. Can always dig for it a little bit and see what we find. So let's see what he goes for. Looks like we're just going to swing the double strike through. Going for our super combo, bottom decking, drawing 2. So we're definitely digging for this heartfelt plea, or at least something to evolve on top of this baby just here, right? So I don't know if he has the Apocal yet. I don't think he does have Apocal, so I don't think he's going to be able to evolve right now on top. But if he does find something like that, it'd be really nice. Just to put some more pressure. And that card is an absolute powerhouse as well. Really, really taxing on the opponent because it negs every time they play something or every time it attacks, which is huge. So really easy to clear board and also kind of difficult to play around. Good thing though, obviously he has unisons and things like that now, so it only hits battle cards. So the fact that he can play a unison out is really nice, and he can kind of avoid getting that neg happening. So it looks like we're going to go for a 1-drop. Found the heartfelt plea there off the top, which is rather sad. Again, having to put it at the bottom of the deck. So I think now he'd probably want to go for some more draws just to see what he can get, or at least he needs a shuffle. That's what he needs. He really needs a shuffle right now because that's what Chris is trying to do. He's trying to dig. We can see just how aggressive this deck is, though. He's able to play something out for free. Just swing a 15k in, which is rather aggressive. Forcing a combo 2 out. So it looks like we hit a Zamasu and a Ribrianne. So quite nice for him now. Can potentially hit that Ribrianne the next turn if we wish. Chris's hand has built up quite a lot, though, at this point. So he is pretty protected, I feel like. And it is only turn 2, and Ryan is down at 4 life. So the only downside to this is very easy for him to now get full benefit out of his energy. Pay 2, play out of unison. He won't get the full amount of draw because he's not taking a life, but he's still got those cards in hand anyway, so that's okay. We're going to play out New Ruler. We're not going to take a life. We are going to draw a card, and then we're going to check top 3 off this field, which is quite nice as well. Being able to find a mono green card, so hopefully some defense potentially. That is something you definitely need in any aggro matchup. If you find some defense, you're feeling in a pretty good situation. Untapping 2. Playing out, I believe it's Anticipated Onslaught or something along those lines. I can't remember all the names of these field cards, unfortunately. But we do get to draw a card. We get to draw 2, though, because we get to draw off the leader. We get to draw off that card. And then we also get to play Berry Blue, dig for a top 7, which is even better. Hopefully find something else that we need. Now, what we can do as well, we got 1 energy left up. Depending on what Chris is going to do next turn, right, which is more than likely just going to keep swinging with those cards that he has on board. Ryan can tap out if he wishes. It is kind of scary, though, if he does have any 1-cost negates or something like that. We do lose access to that. So I don't know if he has potentially a Shocking Death Ball. I don't think he runs them. I think he runs Homicidal Clones, Royal Supremacy. So he's got quite a lot of negates in the deck, so he is rather protected. I can't remember if he still runs Dormant. I don't believe he does really anymore. I could be mistaken, though, so it could pop up soon. But let's see what happens. But we are going to play the Double Strike, give it to the leader. We're going to start swinging in. It looks like we're choosing to swing into the battle cards. So swinging 15 to 15. Swinging in Double Strike into, it looks like, the the evolve. So we're going to pop one, take it up, draw a card. So interesting choice not going into leader, maybe trying to kill that way. Going straight into the board, try to clear board. And I guess he benefits more from playing a longer game. That's always the benefit here for Ryan. So if he plays a longer game, the better it is. Looks like we're going to super combo. Sadly, no shuffle though. So we still know that half LP is stuck there on the bottom, unfortunately. But hopefully he can find something else. It looks like he may even go for another arrival. No arrival. I'm lying here. He doesn't have any energy left up. And I believe we just found an Apocal Great Ape, which is quite nice too. I think. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe it was just the Mew. And it wasn't that. But I assume we're going to try to hit Mew, get some draws going this turn. All right. I would believe that's the best option. Unless all the babies are gone for some reason, which potentially could have happened, right? So it looks like we're going to swing in, potentially negating. So Dawn Potential. So yeah, I was definitely wrong. We do still run the Dawn Potential. And this can kind of slow down the turn quite a bit. Looks like we're going to KO this 2 cost. Good thing here though is that it doesn't negate. So Chris has a potential to combo a little bit more into this swing to maybe try to get some damage through if need be. Or force Ryan to start using some cards from hand. But it looks like he's going to take the double strike. Looks like he's feeling all right. Maybe choosing to combo 2 and arrival. It looks like we're going to hit a red and a yellow just here. Maybe not. Maybe second guessing it. Looks like second guessing it instead. Just going to take it to, I believe it's 30 because I believe it's a 25k just there. Doesn't look like we're going to go arrival. We're going to hit a Mew. I believe there was a baby just there that we passed. Obviously want a good shuffle on this one. Really want to try to find that heartfelt plea. So that way we can go into the heartfelt plea on the awaken. And that's probably why Chris is holding out as well, right? He's trying to really force or really trying to get this heartfelt plea to his hand. So that way he can do the awaken and get full benefit out of it. So let's see what he goes for. Does not look like a heartfelt plea. Looks like an evolve red-yellow. One of the free plays as well. And I can't remember what the second one was that he initially drew. I believe it could have been another brainwash just there. So it looks like we're probably going to discard one of the brainwash. Or if we've got like a baby in hand, like a 1 cost that we don't need, potentially just getting rid of that. So let's see what he decides to go for here. Looks like we're going to go the arrival. Maybe even the new 5 cost that we just picked up, the red-yellow, that allows us to evolve. Looks like we're going to hit that one. And let's see what else we go for. Looks like we're going to hit the one that plays out. So this guy plays out when, I believe it's a 6 or more, gets removed from the battle area by a skill. Allows you to play that back out, and then allows you to go back up your chain if need be, right? So let's see what he goes for here. I'm assuming we're going to evolve on top. That's what I would think, right? I'm assuming we're going to evolve on top. So it looks like we're going to hit the Bulma. Hitting top 3, allowing us to grab the baby. So 2 extra cards, Power of a Super Saiyan, and then also a negate as well. Still not going for our awaken. Really trying to hold out as much as possible, it appears. Hand is slowly getting a little bit lower. And I think it gives Ryan a good chance to be able to start doing some hand destruction, right? Because the hand is getting a little bit low. So let's see what Chris decides to go for here. If he decides to try to build up his hand a little bit more, because he could. He could try to go build up his hand just so that he's not losing too much if Ryan starts swinging in too crazy. So let's see if he's going to do that or if he's just going to pass turn. He has still got 2 energy live. Looks like we are going to go for our awaken just here. So I'm going to draw 2, giving us another super combo, I believe. So we're missing out on the heartfelt pleaders there, which I think is probably a good choice as well, just to miss out on it. Sometimes it's just not worth trying trying to like keep it out. So my apologies. I was saying that the cards play from the drop area. Unfortunately, I was wrong. They do actually play from hand. So he could have kept the Go Hunt in hand, got a free extra 20k body and start swinging in. Ryan is down at 2, but in a pretty good situation, I feel like right now. Chris has kind of run out a little bit of steam. So let's see what happens if he can defend a lot of swings, or if Ryan can put some pressure on or do some hand destruction. I feel like he's in a pretty good position just here. So let's see what he goes for. We do have a negate, and I believe we do have a super combo as well in hand, which is quite nice. So Ryan playing out another field card off the +1 of the Unison, which is great. I believe, did I see a pan SCR in hand as well on Chris's side? I could be going crazy. Maybe not. But obviously that could stop a hell of a lot of things right now as well. So it looks like Ryan is going to play into the freezer just here. And it's a great card, right? Great card. Interesting to see what Chris can do in response, because he can just kind of rip a card from hand. Looks like we're going to sack one of our field cards, and then we get to get rid of one of the cards on the board, and we get to pluck a card from hand, right? And then that should trigger, I believe, as well. So we'll take a marker off a Unison, but there's no Unison on the board. And then we can also KO a 2 cost, I believe. So, looks like we hit the super combo. Now, moment of truth to see whether I did see a pan SCR or not. I could be going crazy. Definitely could be going crazy, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Unfortunately, it doesn't get the trigger of the big baby as well, because it is only a 5 cost. Looks like I am correct, or it is a pan in hand just there, which is great. So we have hit the pan there. So that's going to really protect us. He's got one more swing with leader and Unison, I believe is what it allows. But the fact that he has got that down on the board for free as well as a 40k swing coming in next turn, potentially even able to throw a double strike behind it if he does have a double strike in hand. So there is a potential that he can maybe pull it out, right, if he does that. So looks like we are going to take a life within the gate, gain the blocker. He's swinging in again. I'm assuming we just block just to protect ourselves a little bit more, which is pretty understandable just here. I don't think you want, you don't want to screw yourself over too much here by just taking damage, just in case we can't get something out of nowhere. Looks like we are going to arrival, and we're going to hit another one of these boys, allowing us to do the evolve again, right? And allow us to playing out this card for free too. So now we really don't want to see a heartfelt plea at all, right? We don't need it. So we definitely don't want to see the heartfelt plea. Mustn't have got anything that we needed just there, so that's kind of sad. I'm not actually too sure of the clause on this card. I cannot remember off the top of my head, unfortunately, so I do apologize, guys. But it's just a great card, just being able to free play something. It's red-yellow as well, so if you need to charge a turn 1, always great. And potentially being able to grab you an extra card as well. Always a plus in my book from the sound of it. I think that's the end of Ryan's turn. Looking at it, I'm not too sure how many cards he has left in hand, but we could have a very aggressive turn just here. So there is always the potential, of course, always the potential of Dormant, right? Dormant Potential Unleashed is a possibility that could pop up just to slow down the game a little bit in our favor. Now, the question is, though, if Dormant Potential pops up, I think what Chris does is if he has a double strike in hand, he slams a double strike behind that pan, takes it up to whatever he can just to try to kill. Otherwise, he potentially swings that pan into the freezer there that's on the board, just clear that off. So then there's no way he's going to tax him too much the next turn unless he establishes something else. Good thing here is we also have dual attack Bardock in hand, definitely have more than enough in our drop area for that. So it looks like we're going to hit the evolve for free. Now we do get a draw and a minus, but we do have a response, it looks like, just here. So we do have a response, get the draw, and then we do get the minus. And we're going to hit the baby, it looks like, just there. So unfortunately it doesn't have barrier, We're going to hit the Mew though. I believe we have one left. We do have one left, so we're going to hit that. Draw our 3. Now, I'm pretty sure as well, I just saw Chris pick up a Heartfelt Plea as well, just then off the draw for turn, I think. Or maybe the draw. No, the draw for the baby just then playing that out. He did grab the Heartfelt Plea, which is rather sad for him. Obviously, he wanted it a lot earlier so he could get it out and start putting some aggression through. And that card is absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to hit the baby, draw 3. I'm assuming we ditch the Heartfelt Plea. There's no need for it anymore. It's a dead card, so we just pitch that, get rid of it straight away. And then we can have a look at what else we got. So ditching, I'm assuming Heartfelt. So it looks like we're going to hit maybe the free play. Hitting Heartfelt, yeah, I feel like that card's dead now. There's no point having it in hand unless he's going to pay all the energy for it, which I don't see Chris doing that. It's an aggro deck. I don't see him wanting to pay that much energy. So we're going to discard. What are we going to kill with is the question. So do we have a double strike Champa or something in hand that we can just kill with? Because if we don't, we're in a little bit of a sticky situation, unfortunately. So let's see what he goes for. Dual attack Bardock. Going to say, I'm assuming Dormant Potential is coming down, right? But this is going into leader, I believe. So Power of a Super Saiyan, we're going to rest down the freezer, draw an extra card, which is great. I think he does need to slap a little bit of combo behind it rather than just leaving it at 25. Ryan still has, I believe, like 4 cards in hand. So I think it's worth him slapping a little bit extra behind. But I think at this point, I think Chris has used most of his super combos. I believe Ryan has used none. He's only used Dormant Potentials to kind of slow down the game a little bit. So I'm wondering if he goes for... he could potentially go for the combo here on the red-yellow that's on the board. Also, the 1 cost as well. That's not really taxing him too much. So if he took it to 45, right? That way, then Ryan is going to match 25 and then combo things from hand. He's only got 3 in hand. But I think it's worth taking it to 45 and then swinging with Pan to finish it off and then comboing literally everything else we have left in our hand to really close out the game, right? So let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. Exactly what I thought would happen, right? We're going to combo that. He's going to slap a little bit more maybe behind it unless he's going to arrival this bad boy just here. No, we're going to slap another one, another 10k behind, which I think is a good choice, right? So 35, 45, 55, right? Just a single. But we could potentially even go a little bit more just to make sure because we need this pan to match as well almost. So it looks like we're going to go to 70k. So we would need 75 and it's just a single strike. And then we're down at 1 life. Now, there is a potential we got a Royal Supremacy. Yeah, so that's always a hard thing, right? There's always that potential that we have Royal Supremacy. That does negate, right? Royal Supremacy does negate if I remember correctly. But he probably would be able to kill here on the next turn anyway. So I think this was his final push, really, unfortunately. That was kind of the final push. I think he was going to win next turn with the King Cold leader quite easily. He's got quite a few swings. Unless Chris chose to steal it or something like that. So Chris is just deciding to scoop there. Unable to kind of clutch it out. Obviously, being able to have access to things like Royal Supremacy, free negate's always very strong. But being able to just kind of stop the opponent in their tracks. Because that was Chris's out, I guess. Is just winning off that pan. He was playing correctly. Very hard to play around completely. Unfortunately, it is what it is. He had it and you got to force him to have it sometimes. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.